Well, what causes mass shootings and how do we stop them? Those are the questions that we're trying to answer with 3 mass shootings killing more than 30 people over just the last 2 weeks. In El Paso, Dayton, and Gilroy, there were warning signs, including public posts on social media, which leads to another question. Why didn't anybody stop them?
Everyone's saying, well, why didn't they do something? But I think what people don't always realize is that in this country, it's perfectly legal for you to say mean things and own firearms. That's not a crime.
Dr. Amy Barnhorst is a psychiatrist at UC Davis. She studies mental health and what drives people to carry out events like mass shootings. And while you are hearing from a number of people, including the president, blaming mental illness for recent attacks, Barnhorst says not so fast. She says, while there are cases where people with mental illness are violent, she thinks mental illness is rarely the cause and says that we need to look at other factors.
Those people and those people in those times of their illness represent such a tiny part of the population, and there's so much other violence due to other risk factors like substance use, alcohol use, childhood trauma, domestic violence, criminal activity, that the amount that is contributed by people with mental illness is very, very small.
This week, the American Psychological Association pushed back as well, releasing a statement saying routinely blaming people with mental illness for shootings creates an unfair stigma. They also point to stats saying that mental illness rates in the U.S. are roughly the same as the rest of the world, yet it's the U.S. that deals with events like mass shootings more often. Barnhorst says red flag laws are a step forward everyone should support on a national level.
I think one of the beauties of the red flag law is that it doesn't ask for why somebody might be violent. It doesn't say, is this person mentally ill? Are they part of extremist ideology? Are they just angry and having a terrible day? It just cares that they might be violent and that they have that tendency. And so it's a way to really intervene at that moment of high risk, regardless of the reason.
Now, President Trump says he does support red flag laws, and at least 17 states right now have some kind of legislation in place.